I do not want Bernie to do any more of the group debates with the 10 or the 15 candidates on stage. They are an ineffective, really awful way for people to get to know Bernie's distinct advantages, not only against Donald Trump, but actually for us, the American people. Here's some examples. In these debates, you cannot see that Bernie's support is coming from average Americans at a greater number than any other candidate. While at the same time, empty Pete Buttigieg, he's taken money from billionaires and from super delegates. But in the debates, this doesn't come up at all, and it should. But you'll never see the media questioning their beloved Pete Buttigieg about these things at all. In the debates, here's another example. In the debates, you cannot see that Elizabeth Warren is totally not committed to Medicare for all. She keeps saying it, but she's not committed to it. You can tell from her body language and her mannerisms that she's committed to a politician's calculated strategy for what's going to make the reporters happy and what's going to get, buzz in certain circles about things, but she's not actually in it for the people. And again, because it's such a crowded field, you can barely see this if you can see it at all. I think Bernie supporters can see it, but people at large, they just believe that Bernie and Warren are the same. That's like really what a lot of people think. And it's totally not true, but it doesn't get shown at all in these debates. Here's another example. In the debates, you cannot see the depth of Bernie's fight in the least. He is a mere prop for CNN or for MSNBC or whatever news network it's on. And honestly, they all hate Bernie with a passion. They hate him. That Bernie blackout is a real thing. They're trying to ignore him because the establishment does not want Bernie. The establishment would rather lose with Trump than win with Bernie. And we all know that. In fact, quite honestly, Pete Buttigieg and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren, all these people, to win, all they have to do is keep Bernie from winning. They don't care if Trump wins another 4 years in the White House. They don't care at all. It's all about stopping Bernie. That's why you see the press not talking about him, not addressing the fact that he has 4 million individual donations, the largest turnout of people at any of his campaign rallies. People having an average, I think he said recently, the average donation was $18. I mean, these are things you don't hear talked about because the press doesn't care about that, and they don't care about us as average people. They haven't for a long time. Trump wasn't the start of that. What I think instead should happen is that Bernie should bypass all the debates instead and go one-to-one with the candidates, one-to-one with each of the candidates that he wants to challenge his ideas with. That way there's a true exchange of ideas, and you will find none of those candidates will take him up on that. None of them will. But that's how he should do it. He should go one-to-one with those candidates, or more importantly, he really should go loud and proud with going one-to-one on a debate against Donald Trump right now. Should not have to wait for the formality of the DNC cheating us out of the election the way that they're going to very much likely do. He should be demanding a debate with Donald Trump right now. Here's some good things that would happen if he did that. First, Trump would dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge and try to evade and get around and not talk about it. He would try his best to avoid having a debate with Bernie Sanders directly. And if that were to happen, we have a large enough army of Bernie supporters that we could make a very clear, convincing case to people that we know just around us that might be on the fence about Trump or still actually like Trump, that Trump really is a wimpy, evasive person. Secondly, if Trump actually agreed to the debate, we know that Bernie would actually wipe the floor with Donald Trump. He would completely eviscerate him. His ideas and his strengths and his record and his actual ability to connect with real people, those same real people that elected Donald Trump and voted for Donald Trump, that would be huge. Just imagine the connection as people who are on the fence about Donald Trump, who have been in his corner, but can see their lives haven't gotten any better. Most people in what they call the Rust Belt or in the South or in areas where there's just average working people, their lives haven't gotten any better. Their lives have gotten no better at all. Nobody could make that case that they're going to actually deliver on their promises more than Bernie. Certainly Elizabeth Warren or Joe Biden, and certainly not ridiculous Pete Buttigieg are going to be able to do that. But these debates right now as they're a total sham, they're a joke, and I don't think it's fair at all that Bernie is participating in these or that these forums are created. These moderators they don't have any idea what you or me or what our kids' lives are like or what our families' lives are like. They don't have lives like that. You don't get to be a millionaire paid by billionaires unless you are completely separate of regular human beings who might sit at the top level of the stadium at the ball game. You don't hang around with regular people anymore. You don't know people who suffer from not having the ability to pay for their hospital bills or pay for their medications. If you're a journalist, a journalist, it's a joke, in New York City, you're not hanging around regular people and you do not care about regular people. That's why they talk to politicians in these debates in a way that you or I would never speak to them on. So I'd really like to see Bernie stop doing these debates, and I'd like to see him go 1-to-1 on the candidates, and most of all, go right for the prize. Go 1-to-1 demanding a debate with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump won't show up for it, and even if he does, he will get his ass handed to him.